This episode contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bold and Beautiful podcast. I'm your host, Amanda, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Miss Chelsea.
Hey, B&B fans, hey!
Hi, guys. We're finally back. Can you believe it?
Hi!
We have been gone for a while, and we do apologize, but things just have been crazy lately.
Hey, and no worries. I'm constantly looking. We're still recording.
Right? You know what, guys? I actually pressed record this time.
Woo! We're already 2 steps ahead.
And honestly, we had like this great, really long intro that we had all these things to tell you, and now I can't remember what they were.
Yeah. Well, okay, so...
We remember some of it.
But obviously the same emotion isn't going to be there because it's like this actually happened like a month ago. But
Right, exactly.
Okay, so what happened in the world of Chelsea? So last we checked, Chelsea was working the real estate job. She was working the bar job. I quit the real estate job.
What?
I know.
I know y'all are saying that because last y'all heard she loved it.
And it's not that okay, so that's what makes it so hard. I loved the people. Like literally I drove away and I was like crying. Like I felt like I said goodbye to my grandparents. Like it was, but at the end of the day, the amount of hours I was doing, the money and distance and everything, it just, and I'm sorry, I'm just not passionate about real estate. So
that's understandable.
Yeah, and so, you know, guys, the first 90 days, that's for them to decide and for you to decide if you really want to be doing this job. And I did not. So we said our farewells, yada, yada. Chelsea.
I bet they were sad, huh?
They were.
I know they were.
They were. And I mean, I know, like, I don't know. I feel like I made a lifelong connection and like, you know what I mean? Like they're good people. It was not bad terms, but it's just not for me. And they fully understood. They were like, yeah, like you are above this job. They knew it. Like literally one day for 6 hours, I shredded paper, guys.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it's one, I need to be busy. I need to be busy. And I wasn't busy, and so then I'm just sitting there wanting to be home because I'm tired because I closed the night before at the bar. You know what I mean? So it was just not going to work out. So whatever, Chelsea's on a job journey right now. She's been consistent at the bar, working either 5 or 4 days a week. I don't like it. Some things have changed. They have
not loving it.
No, they decided to start tip pooling. And if you've ever been in the service industry, or if you know anything about math, to average something, the low comes up and the high comes down. And what do you think side of that I'm on? I'm on the high come down side because your girl pull money. Your girl pull money. But when your girl has to then turn around and put that money into a pool and split it between 4 other people who aren't even bringing in a quarter of the amount she is, let's just say I've lost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, it's hard. That's so hard. When I worked at the casino, we did that. We had to pull our tips, and it's difficult, especially.
It should be against the law. This is not right.
Especially when you make a bunch. And
this is not right.
Share it. Right.
It's not right. Like, I'm sorry. And I love all y'all and whatever your views are your views, but I am not a communist. I am a Capulet. I'm a Capulet. I'm a capitalist.
You know what? We probably should have gave a little caveat to this episode that we're both drinking.
Yes.
So there you
And
go.
have been.
Sorry about that.
And I have been for the last, I don't know how many days, weeks, whatever. And that'll get into the next story. But anyways, I am yes.
I can't
So
wait
anyways.
for the next story. I cannot wait.
Yes. Your girl is a capitalist. She earns the money. She thinks she should take it home. So we're upset. So, okay, you see where my mind is right now. I'm losing hundreds of dollars. I'm upset. I'm drinking. Oh, God. So one night, Chelsea thinks it's a good idea to run down the damn street. This street is asphalt. This street is on an incline. Chelsea proceeds to fall and bust her face.
Oh, it was bad. Guys, it was bad.
Yeah.
Very bad. Oh my gosh. When she sent me pictures, I was freaking out. I was like, girl, go to urgent care.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
It was so bad. It was like arms, like my impact spot, thank goodness, was my forehead. So I didn't lose any teeth. I did lose a Fitbit. When I slammed on the ground, my Fitbit was on my wrist. I slammed so hard on the ground, it shattered the screen and ripped it off of my wrist.
Thank God she had that on, guys, because she would have totally broken her wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, anyways, I had a giant Quasimodo lump on my forehead.
It was huge.
And the fluid moved down my face and gave me 2 extremely large black eyes.
Yes. It looks like she has been in a fight, for sure.
A fight, a car accident, we're not sure. Yeah. But no broken bones. Everything's healing nicely. And yeah, so right now I can't go on job interviews because I look violent.
She looks like she's been in a fight with Mike Tyson or something.
Yeah, but I have had fun the last weekend, like making people feel bad and whatever. The best was I was serving a table like all night, whatever. And the chick is like, I just have to ask you. I'm like, yeah, what? She's like, what happened to your face? So of course I grab my cheeks, right? I grab my cheeks and I go, what do you mean? And she's like, no, your eyes. And I go, my birthmark? Oh my gosh. If I could see a soul leave a body,
so mean.
Her soul left her body. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I'm fucking with you. Like, I fell. Like, it's fine. Like, nothing, whatever. Told some guy got hit by a runaway taco truck. I had one table that modified everything. I'm telling you, modified every damn thing, right? And so they were like, we just have to ask you, like, what happened? And I go, oh, the chefs hate modifications. So pray for me right now, okay? And I turned around and walked away.
That's hilarious. Well, okay. Let's be real. All right. If you went into a restaurant, okay, mm-hmm. you and Panda go into a restaurant, and the girl looks all beat up, you know you're gonna think like, oh no, I hope this girl's okay. Like, you're gonna think she's getting beat the crap up.
Okay.
You know, like she's getting the crap beat out of her is what I mean.
Oh, yeah, an old man, like somewhere around 65, turned to me and he's like, oh, what happened to your face? I'm like, it's not even interesting. Like, literally, I took off running down the street and fell. And he goes, oh, well, that's better than saying you ran into a door. I was like, oh, my goodness.
Right? That's what that's what I'm sure people were thinking.
Oh, for sure. One guy asked me he was like, hey, are you like a boxer? Because I have wide shoulders and I walk with confidence at work. He was like, are you a boxer? And I was like, no.
I would have been like, yep, sure am.
I was like, what? I was like, yes. I kick ass. I take names. Wha-cha.
Right?
Like, yeah, no, I don't know. If I saw a server with my wounds, I would assume something happened. But I wouldn't ask about it. I would probably tip extra. Like, I would just be like, damn, bitch, you came into work looking like this. Here you go. Like, here's an extra $5 on it. Like, good on you. Pay for your medical bills.
Right? This girl needs the money if she came in looking like this.
Exactly. Like, what else could you think, right?
Yeah. I'm
Ugh.
surprised no one slipped you like a card or something and was like, if you need
Abuse
help.
hotline.
Yeah. If you need help,
Okay.
call.
So this leads into another story, which this timing is just amazing. Okay. So I had a work meeting and I'm like, I hate work. I don't want to go in there. I hate these people. Right. So Panda's like, okay, my meeting's at 1:00. I go to my meeting, whatever. I end up staying. I have a couple drinks. I end up chilling with someone that I don't hate from work. We go to dinner, whatever, have some more drinks. I text Panda. I'm like, I'm going to be heading home soon. He's like, cool, whatever. I'm walking through the parking lot. One of the servers from my bar's there. She's like, it's so dead. So we're like, oh, let's go throw some money at Salma, whatever. We go back in the bar. We start drinking, right? Why does my manager come downstairs? Like, you have a phone call. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, he says he's your boyfriend and that, like, you're not answering your phone. And I'm like, shut up. Right? Like, and if y'all don't know, but now you know, like, me and Panda, like, no, we don't do that. We are not that couple. Like, we just do what we do. If I see you, I'll tell you. If you don't, figure it out. You know what I mean? Kind of situation. Like, we don't check.
He got worried. Because y'all aren't the type of couple that does that. He got worried.
No, never in the 6 years that we've been together has he ever checked up on me, right? And of course he's like, well, you're not with your normal friends. You're with strangers, and your meeting was at 1:00. It's 10:30 at night. Like, I can't be that mad, but I was kind of embarrassed. So anyways, that happens. Then 2 weeks later, I roll into work with 2 black eyes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they assume I'm getting my ass whooped. Like, pretty sure.
They're like, oh, this guy is so controlling. He literally called here looking for her.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. They don't. Yeah, it's so bad. And he's never been to the job. So I told him, I was like, you should come with me and you should, like, hold my arm all super tight. And we should sit on the same side of the table. And, like, I'll get up to go to the bathroom and you should wait outside the bathroom for me. Just go 120 with this. Like, if it's obviously it's not happening. I'm not getting, and I'm sorry not to make a joke about violence, yada, yada. I'm sorry. But at the same time, it would be kind of funny. It would.
I totally get where you're coming from, because I did that one time. I went and met a friend, and it was supposed to be just for like an hour, and then I didn't come home until really late. Like it was like 3:00 in the day, and I didn't get home until like almost midnight. And oh my God, Joe was worried sick. He was so mad when I got home. He was like, oh my God, I thought you were in a ditch somewhere. I thought you got kidnapped. He was like, I didn't know what to think. He was like, and then I couldn't get in touch with you. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I felt bad.
And anyone who knows me, I'm bad with my phone. Okay. So, like, when I go into work, I put an away message. And sometimes when I get off shift, I don't turn it off. And I may have the next day off of work and it may just stay on. And and my volume will be off and I'll never turn it back up. I've literally left the house and left my phone like, I've gone too far, whatever. I don't have a phone today. Like, I am that girl. Like, I have to do a checklist. When I leave for work, I have to be like, phone, keys, water bottle, puffy, okay, pouch, all right, we got it, we can go. And I'm still somehow will forget something. Like, I'm just bad. So, my phone was on silent because I was in the work meeting.
Right?
Yeah, like, 9 hours later, it was still on silent, and that's totally a normal Chelsea thing to do.
Yeah. That is why we're friends, because I do that all the time. I'll put my phone on silent for like dance class and then forget that I did that, and everyone's like, my sister especially will be like, oh my God, I've been trying to get in touch with you for like ever, and oh my bad, the phone was on silent.
Well, we're from that era, like, if the phone was ringing and we happened to be running through the kitchen, cool, I'll catch it. And, call waiting was a new thing when we were in high school. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
the attachment to the cell phone, I get it, but at the same time, I don't. Sometimes, like most of the time, I'm bringing my phone with me for two reasons. And it's not, neither one of them is to get in contact with anyone. It's literally to take pictures and use the GPS so I know where I'm going. That is
Right.
what I use my phone for. Or, and third reason, to listen to like music or a podcast while I'm driving. Those are the three reasons. That's usually when I realize I don't have my phone, is when I go to turn on the radio.
And you're like, dang it, I forgot my phone. I can't listen to a podcast now.
Yeah, like otherwise I don't even have games on my phone. I am not that girl. I think my last like social media post was a hot minute ago. Like I don't know. I'm bad. But it was just the lining up of it all to like him never call and finally call, and then 2 weeks later I show up all beaten. But I did it myself.
Hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah, but I did it to myself. I'll send you that. I made a reel. You know how people make reels and they do the voiceover stuff?
Yeah.
So I have one on my Instagram, and it's a chick going, I did it myself. Yeah. Thank you. Like,
I know. We should post a photo of your forehead.
yeah, I'll give you a transition from day 1, and now I'm on like day 11 or something, and I'm beautiful. My friend got me this ointment. I've been doing vitamin C and retinol treatments. I'm going to be even more beautiful than before.
Right. Well,
but yeah,
my life is not as exciting, but I did have one thing that was exciting happen. My sister live streamed the BTS concert in Las Vegas the last night.
If you don't know, that's the Backstreet Boys.
No.
No.
If you don't know, it's a K-pop band.
Oh, this whole time I thought you were talking about Backstreet Boys. My bad.
No, it's K-pop.
Oh,
and
I'm less excited and very confused.
And you like cannot get tickets because my sister literally would go to Vegas. That like my sister and my niece are so into BTS. Or they're into K-pop.
Oh, listen to my dyslexic self. You're saying BTS. I'm like Backstreet Boys. You're saying BTS, and I'm still like Backstreet Boys.
I know. I was wondering how you. What? I was like, what?
I heard a B. I heard an S, and I'm like Backstreet Boys.
It was cool though.
Wow.
Because you cannot get a ticket. Like to the concert is like impossible. If any of you guys have a hookup on that, let me know. But yeah, it was really cool. We had like a whole girls' night and it was really fun.
Did you? Well, oh, Korean. I was about to say something insensitive. Glad I caught myself.
Oh.
I was going to ask if you drank a specific drink, and then I realized that is a different nationality of the Asian persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a different Asian persuasion, and that would have been insulting. I'm trying to be a better person.
Okay. Oh, actually, I forgot because I haven't talked to you guys in so long. I went to two concerts, okay?
Count them. This girl is living her life. I'm over here injured and poor and being taken advantage of left, right, and center. And she's over here concerting her life off.
Right? So one of them, we actually went to the movie theater. So we bought our ticket for the concert and we went to the movie theater. Yes.
The theater.
That was really fun.
And they wore monocles and top hats. It was amazing.
Right? I had my BTS shirt on, and then that way it's more like you're at the concert because you're in a packed theater, right? Theater with all these people, all these other fans. It was really fun. So I've seen 3 BTS concerts now, but they're all live streamed.
I've kind of done that, but it was Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay. So like around Halloween time, at theaters they'll show Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you go all like dressed up.
Right.
It's a vibe and it's fun. I recommend.
Yeah, they even do that here in Mississippi, believe it or not.
Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think there's not that much that we really can get into news-wise because you already know what's going on, right? Everybody already knows.
We're like super behind. We're sorry, guys. So we're gonna do this in our super behind style. You know, you
Yeah, it's
love
gonna
it.
go quick.
Yeah, we're gonna highlight, and most
Mhm.
recent week we're gonna go detail for you. But obviously, the main stuff we're gonna hit it hard. We're trust and believe. We're gonna give you a play by play of the pow pow boom boom.
Even though
Yeah.
this is Thursday, we're still going to we're gonna do Friday, probably Monday, and then you'll have the whole week and we'll be completely caught up.
Yeah. It's just like there was a lot of conversation. You guys know, you were there, you remember. There's just like a lot of conversation that we don't
Yeah.
really feel like we need to talk about over and over again. So we're just gonna and then joop, and then we're caught up.
Yeah, because like the whole point, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the whole point of why people even listen is not necessarily the recap, is more to hear what we think about it.
Yeah. It's to check yourself. I know you're like, wait, am I being a raging beep? Let me listen to Amanda and Chelsea. Oh no, they think things 20 times worse than me. I'm still a good person. I know what you're doing, and it's fine. Do it. I'm evil. All right,
Yeah.
people, we're going to do this. So basically what we're going to do right now is Monday, March 21st, all the way to Friday, April 15th. So yeah, we're just going to do all that right now for y'all, and then we will do the other week super precise for you.
Right. And then we'll be caught up to where you guys are.
Yeah. And hopefully
So-
nothing super crazy happens in our lives and we can just stay caught up now.
Yeah, we all hope that, but it just never works out that way, does it?
No. All right.
So enough with the chit chat.
On to this super quick highlighty recap.
Week 1.
Monday, March 21st through Friday, March 25th.
All right, guys. Here we go. Deacon visits Brooke, and she tells him like it is. She says, I made a mistake and I want Ridge back. Hope and Liam, which I thought was really funny, Hope and Liam tell her it's really not a good idea to have Deacon here if you want Ridge back. And that's the same thing I've been thinking.
Bow, bow, bow.
Okay, then, very surprisingly, Finn, puppy alert.
It's all right. They were moving locations. One got too close to the other. We're good.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I'm watching my friend's little dog, my little dog, this little dog. You know, they're both needy and little, and yeah. Okay.
So they're jealous, basically.
Basic.
Finn makes a visit. I was shocked by this. He goes and visits Sheila at her hotel, and he straight tells her, I'm checking up on you to see if you're, towing the line.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of gives her hope because he says, if you can prove that you are on the straight and narrow, I might can change Steffi's mind.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
You shouldn't give her an inch, right?
Yeah. Finn messed up because he said the word mother. So then anything he was saying before or after that word just gone.
Right.
That's all she hears.
True. Now, if you remember where we left off, Steffi overhears Thomas talking to someone on the phone, but she doesn't know who it is. And she confronts him, and he won't tell her. So she follows him, and she sees who he's meeting. And guess who it is? You all know. He's meeting Sheila in the alley. Well, that's suspicious.
Yeah, like Steffi's hiding behind like a box of fish, and she's
hilarious.
like creeping. She couldn't really hear anything they were saying, but she could see like body language and vibe wise, and just the fact that Thomas is meeting with Sheila in an alley, like this is weird. So her spidey senses are like, woo, wild. And then, okay, guys, I'm not sure, and I'm so sorry, my notes are random. I did love a dress but I didn't like a jacket, and I did not like a belt. You remember what that was? Because I don't. But no, I liked the dress.
I wonder if you're talking about Steffi.
I think I
Because
was.
Steffi had on a jacket with a belt.
That could have been it. But just know, I liked the dress, not the jacket or the belt, whatever that was.
Well, the whole time, you're right. Steffi can't really hear anything. And it's Sheila telling Thomas he can't say anything. Like, she's trying to convince him he has to be quiet and not tell anybody.
Yeah.
Then, Eric gets flirted with by a model, and he's all, ooh.
Ooh, yeah, Eric goes to check on Ridge to see how he's doing with the whole love triangle he's in right now. And, yeah.
And he just tells Ridge that he loves Taylor, but Brooke is the one for him. Everyone knows it. Why don't he? Then, let's see. I just wanted to say a little thing. They mentioned Stephanie again because Brooke tells Hope that Stephanie would really be disappointed in her. And I was like, why? They keep bringing up Stephanie a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's got to be some reason, right?
Well, also remember, guys, this week was when the whole whatever 35-year anniversary thing was going on.
True.
So we have a whole montage of Stephanie being mean to Brooke. Like, Brooke is being haunted right now by memories of Stephanie, like, being mean to her.
True.
So that was this time frame. That's the week we're in, is the whole, 35-year anniversary. So we're going to see a few old faces.
True. And Steffi goes home, and she tells Finn what she saw. And he is suspicious, but he's also kind of playing like devil's advocate because he's like, well, maybe Thomas is just warning Sheila to stay away from us or something. And I'm like, nice try, Finn, but no.
No.
Then Brooke begs Ridge to take her back. And it was weird because she begs him to take her back. He hugs her. He says he loves her, but he doesn't stay. He leaves.
Yeah, this whole thing, she was trying real, real hard. She was begging real, real hard. But I'm just going to go back to everything that I've said before, which is every reason Brooke has to be with Ridge, Taylor could say the same things.
That's true.
So, his vows to you, really, because he married Taylor and he said those vows to her. True. And the way Brooke was talking, which also was throwing me off, it was very, I want, I. And I'm like, Brooke, you sounded a little selfish.
And then at the end of this week, it was a shorter week, or was it? No, it was the whole week. But at the end of this week, we have the anniversary episode. And it had Thorne, Nick, Bill, Ridge, and Eric.
Yeah, so, okay. So, Brooke is being haunted in her house. She, falls asleep looking at this dead flower. And Eric comes in. And at first, they got me. I'm not going to lie. With Eric, they got me. And I was just like, this is a really weird, awkward conversation. What is going on? And then Thorne appears. Right. And I'm like, okay, this has to be a dream. What the hell is going on right now? So then it goes to Thorne. Then it goes to Nick, which I was happy to see the Nick stuff because I never saw those years. I never saw the Thorne years either, so that was good. I didn't really want to see the Eric years. I just want to put that out of my mind.
Why?
Because it's gross. I'm sorry. It's gross. You're sitting there being sad about Ridge, dreaming about his dad and his brothers. This whole thing is gross. Okay. Anyway, and then Bill comes. That made me sad.
Oh, my God. When Bill came down the stairs, I was like, oh, my God, he looks so good. Because we just had Nick that was all in white, and then Bill walks down the stairs all in black. I was like, yes, hello.
Yeah.
How
So
are
then
you, sir?
she like, then at like the end of her dream sequence, she lines them all up. So they're all in a line and they're like, "We're here for you, Brooke. You're never alone. We're all related, but that's fine." Like, anyways, and then she's like, and they're all, "But we know who you really love. We know who you really love." And then the ridge appears and then they're dancing.
Yeah.
La la la. It was just, I'm sorry. Like, I cannot get it out of my mind that over 3/4 of those people are related. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't want to be mean or get technical, but Ridge is actually not related to Eric, but he is related to Nick.
Mm.
I bet you didn't know that, did you? Nick is Ridge's half brother. They have the same dad.
Something with an M, yeah?
Massimo, yeah.
Massimo, yes.
But
And not the one that's married to Aunt Becky from Full House, who went to jail for getting his kids into like fancy schools when they're dumb as a rock. Like, not that Massimo.
Yeah,
Different
not that
Massimo.
one. Right, exactly. Yeah. So that happened. And the whole point of it was every one of those guys, even Bill, said to Brooke, "We all know why we can't be with you. Because you only want one of us, right? And it's Ridge." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right."
Even though every time I have him, I like run off with someone else or cheat or whatever. It's fine. I still should be with this person.
It's an accident, Chelsea. Jeez.
Oh, yeah. That's so weird because I'm going to be 39 next month and I've never accidentally cheated with anyone. It's so weird.
What? You never slipped and fell on someone's lips?
No, I slip and fall on asphalt.
Yeah. Good point. All right, guys, that's how that week ends. That's it.
Oh.
That's it for that week.
Yeah, the only thing, one small thing, sexy time with Finn and Steffi.
Oh, yeah.
There was sexy time. So at least, they got that in. Yeah, so finally Steffi and Finn had some sexy time, which has been interrupted or distracted by thoughts of Sheila and shots put into my body and make me not talk. Thoughts. Dang it. Thoughts of Sheila making Steffi's lady boner disappear. So that's good. We're glad they got it in.
Oh, yeah. You're going to laugh because of what I wrote for the next week. Okay, so let's move on. Go to week 2.
Monday, March 28th through Friday, April 1st.
All right, guys, here's what I wrote. Steffi and Finn wake up in bed, and just to torture us, we see this beautiful morning together. They're so in love, and it's so great. Thanks.
Yeah, I was like, Steph is sex hungover.
And you're right. She couldn't get Sheila out of her head.
Yeah. And Thomas, he's also still being haunted, which, okay, what? Like, Thomas, just cleanse your soul, my friend. Just cleanse your soul.
Thank you. And then Eric pays Brooke a visit.
Like, for real this time, not in a dream, like, for real.
Right? She's awake. And it was funny because she even says, "I had the weirdest dream." And I'm like, okay, she's awake now. He just basically tells her she needs to hang in there and not give up because he is positive Ridge is going to come home.
Yeah.
And Brooke has this thing in her head now that outside forces are trying to keep them apart.
I have a feeling that tonight's gonna be a Brooke premonition night.
Right?
I got a feeling. For real. Every time she would say, "I just have a feeling," like that song would come into my head. I'd be like, Brooke has a feeling. Ooh.
Right? That's hilarious.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
anyways, Steffi tells Finn, like, she's like, I'm tripping. Something ain't right. Finn tells her to chill out, and then they have, like, a whole montage of their relationship, which was lovely to see.
Right. To
Anyway,
torture us, like I
to
said,
torture us,
for more
of course.
torture.
But
Then-
really, we should have seen it as, like, you guys, okay, rule number, I don't know at this point, but rule number blank is whenever anyone starts talking about someone that isn't in the scene with them in a super nice way, something bad is about to happen.
Right. Dun, dun, dun.
It's like, it's the curse. But Steffi hops up out of bed because Finn's like, I gotta go to work, yada yada. She's like, yeah, okay, cool. No, she hops up out of bed and she takes off to go confront Sheila.
Oh, yeah. She can't take it. She goes to see Sheila. And this was so... It was scary and funny because Sheila actually touched Steffi's hair. And Steffi's like, don't you touch me. I was like, oh, my God, she touched her.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. Sheila tells her, like, I love you. And Steffi's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, she's like, that's why I'm scared. Okay? That is why I'm scared. And you know what? Steffi demands to know why Sheila was talking to Thomas, and she somehow skirts around it. And she makes up a story about how she was hoping Thomas would help her get in good with Steffi. And Steffi's like, he's not going to help you. I'm like, yeah, he is helping her, actually. So... You're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, she skirted around that real good, but there was a couple moments, some certain things she was saying was making Steph's, like, spidey senses start to tingle because she was like, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Because that's the thing about Steffi. When Thomas is being sketchy, she doesn't always catch it if she is in the mindset of Thomas is being a good boy. If she has the mindset Thomas is being a good boy, she does not see when he's being psycho. If she's in the mindset like Thomas, something's off, she's like 120% there, seeing every sign. If someone else is being psychotic, she can pick up on it super quick, super quick. It's Thomas where she has the gray area. Obviously, it's her brother, whatever. But she can pick up on other people's crazy. So she's picking up on Sheila's crazy.
Yeah, she is. Now, I'm going to go over this, okay? There was multiple scenes of this, but I'm only saying it once. Thomas, we're at Forrester, right? And Thomas continues to try to get Ridge and Taylor together. He's like, don't you want to be with Mom? And you know what? I was so happy because Taylor finally says, she walks in and she's like, look, we're adults. And if we decide to be together, we'll decide. And if not, we won't. She's like, y'all have to lay off. And I was like, yay, finally.
Yeah. Finally, Taylor does stand up. And of course, like, Ridge is in the back, like, creeping through the door, like, listening to the whole thing. It was really weird. But finally, she did do the right thing by telling him, you need to calm down. Like, if we get back together, it's going to be us getting back together. Nothing you or your sister's going to say is, like, no, like, just back up. Meanwhile, Steffi can fly. Steffi can fly faster than a phone call because somehow she left Sheila's apartment, and before Sheila could call Thomas and tell him that Steffi had been there, Steffi flew back to Forrester and is like confronting Thomas again.
And you know what? One thing that Taylor said, I was like, why isn't he listening? Because Taylor said, before she left, she said, you know that we would take Brooke's side over Sheila's any day, right? Ooh. And I was like, really? Really? Because Thomas is not doing that. Okay, sorry, I just want to add that. So Steffi returns to Forrester just as Sheila's calling Thomas. And guess what? Through a crack in the door, she hears everything. And I was laughing so hard, Chelsea, because who talks like that? He literally went through every single thing in detail over the phone. I'm like, what are you doing?
I was like, why did I watch the last 2 weeks? Because Thomas just told me everything.
Oh, I was proud though, because did you notice? I don't know how many people noticed. Thomas shut the door all the way. And I was like, oh, wow, there's not going to be a crack in the door. He shut the door all the way, but another worker, I can't think of his name right now, opened the door and said, oh, I'm looking for Carter. And he was like, oh, he's not here. And he's the one who left a crack in the door.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, my God, for once he remembered to shut the door.
Yeah, but like Steffi doesn't confront Thomas about it. She takes off. And this is when she goes and tells Finn what the hell is going on.
Oh, right? Yeah. She goes straight to Finn's office at the hospital.
Yeah.
And she tells him everything that she just heard.
And Finn is in disbelief.
He is.
And the way Finn was talking, I'm like, Finn, are you talking about Thomas right now, or are you talking about yourself? Because keep in mind, he has not told Steffi that he went and saw Sheila to make sure that she was still being a good little girl.
Right.
And if you notice, okay, rewind. When Finn was talking to Sheila to check on her to make sure she was being a good girl, Sheila used a particular word. She said, you will not hear about anything I'm doing to Brooke or whatever. She said, you won't hear it. Not that I'm not doing it. You won't hear it.
Right.
So Finn, the way Finn was talking, I felt like he was talking more about himself than he was Thomas in this moment. And he gets a call, like a patient needs him, whatever. He takes off.
By the way, one little thing happened that infuriated me. Brooke runs in, or she don't run into him, but Brooke finds Ridge at Forrester and again begs him to come home. And I'm like, stop begging him. Stop, because he doesn't know. This is ridiculous. So then after that, we find out that Bridget is back in town because Brooke gets a call and Bridget's like, hey, Mom, I'm back. The hospital needed help, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, Bridge. Welcome, Bridge.
Right? I love Bridget, by the way. Love her.
Aww.
So that is happening, right? While Steffi's at Finn's office.
Steffi hits up Sheila and is like, we need to talk, like, right now.
Where are you at?
And Sheila just happened to be having a, happy hour sippy at
El only Italian restaurant. The only Italian restaurant in town.
Steffi heads to El Giardino. She meets up with Sheila.
Sheila freaks out because when Steffi says, I know what you did, Sheila literally jumps up and runs off to the alley. And Steffi follows. And I'm like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, Sheila has crazy eyes. Like, Steffi confronts her out in the alley, and instantly Sheila has crazy eyes, and Steffi kind of flinches a little bit, like, oh shit.
Yeah. It was not good. It was scary.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, whoa, why are you following the crazy person to the alley? Not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Abort.
Yeah. And then, so, meanwhile, Hope and Liam go to check on Brooke. Brooke lets them know that Bridget's in town. And I'm just going to say, Hope seemed relieved. Like, oh my gosh, thank God. Someone else is here. Whew, take some of this burden off of me, Bridget. Thank you. But Brooke again is with the, I have a feeling. Ooh.
Right. And also, while all this is going on, right, this is for torture purposes, by the way, guys. Don't think it's not. They keep flashing over to Forrester and Taylor and Thomas and Ridge, and they're talking, and they're just, not Hope. Steffi's so amazing, and She's so awesome. And then we're flipping back to the alley, right?
Yeah, we're flipping back to the alley, and Steffi is going off on Sheila. She's saying, being loved by you is a curse. Like, da-da-da. Like, at one point, Steffi pushes Sheila a little bit, but then Sheila comes back at her, and she's like, oh, crap. And then at one point, Sheila, like, they're yelling at each other. Sheila slams Steffi against the dumpster.
Yes. I was like, no, what are you doing?
Yeah, so at this point, Finn starts to get nervous because he comes back from his patient or whatever, and he's like, where's Steffi? Where's Steffi? And so he's getting nervous because he's like, oh, crap. Like, I think everything that Steffi was telling him started to sink in.
Yeah, he was getting a little nervous because she wasn't answering his text immediately, like normal. And then he did see that she texted him where she is. She was going to Elder.
No, he did like the Apple trace my friend, track my friend thing to see where she was. Oh, is
that what it was? I thought she had texted him. Okay.
No, he did that. He traced her phone.
Well, let me tell you what. This is what made Sheila snap. Steffi says to her that she will never be in their lives, right? And Sheila's like, stop saying that. And she pushes her, and she's holding her by the lapels of the jacket, the collar. And she's like, if only one of us can be in Finn's life, it'll be me. And I'm really getting scared. I'm like, Steffi, why are you staying here? Why are you poking the bear? When she lets you go, run. That is not what she did. She kept poking her.
Yeah, and then the curse is just getting more and more put into place because we just keep flashing back to Ridge and Thomas and Taylor, and they're just talking about how strong Steffi is and how in love her and Finn are.
They're the perfect couple. It's torture.
Yeah, torture.
And Finn jumped in his car. By the way, we forgot to mention, Finn jumped in the car, and he peeled out, right? And he's like, oh, my God, I can't believe her. And I just knew. I was like, oh, my God, he's going to get in a wreck. He is going to get in a car wreck. I was convinced that he was about to get in a car wreck, and that is not what happened, guys. I was wrong.
So they're in the alley. They're screaming. They're yelling. They're going back and forth. The whole time I'm yelling. I'm like, Steffi, just run.
Me too. I'm like, no.
Oh, my gosh. Sheila starts whisper threats. When a psycho person starts talking to you in a whisper, like, girl, get out, run. But no, Steffi just kept poking that bear.
Oh my gosh, she kept making it worse. She was like, Finn will never love you. He hates you. Just wait until I tell him he's gonna hate you. I'm like, girls.
Okay. Meanwhile, at Forrester, Taylor lets Ridge know that, like, you know, like, maybe Sheila has changed. He's like, what are you talking about? So Taylor finally mentions about how Sheila's just been popping into her office. And, like, Ridge starts to get like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, what are you even talking about? And like, Taylor's like, well, there's
friends with her.
Taylor's like, there's no benefit. Girl, how you going to say there's no benefit? You are Finn's connection to that family. You are the benefit. You being friends with Sheila makes Sheila think she can be a part of that family. What are you even talking about? Like, Ridge was getting mad. I was getting mad. I'm like, Taylor, you are delusional right now. Shut up. Shut the hell up.
Right?
Yeah. So anyways, we're back in the alley, right? So
and it's very, very intense.
It's intense, right? So Sheila slowly turns around and she reaches into her purse, and then she turns back around and she pulls out the gun. And Steffi's like, oh my God, no. Finn comes running in right as Sheila shoots the gun. Finn dives in front of the bullet. Ugh.
No!
And then, oh my God, he not only, he dives in front, she shoots, they both scream, and he flies up and falls into a huge pile of garbage. I was like so offended by that, by the way. Yeah. Why would you kill him in a pile of garbage?
So, of course, both people are freaking out. Like, Steffi and Sheila, both. They're freaking out. They're freaking out.
Both.
Steffi pulls out her phone. She's leaning down on the ground. She's in the garbage. She's leaning over Finn. She's crying.
And she's
Total
like,
cry
please
face.
wake up. Please
Please wake up.
Steffi is begging Finn to wake up. Please wake up. Please wake up. He wakes up and he's like coughing. And he's like, what happened? And she doesn't really have time to tell him, but she's like, I know, it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And he tells her, oh my God, he knew he was dying.
Yeah.
Because he looks at her and he goes, make sure Hayes has a good life and he knows that I loved him. And I love you so, so much more than anything. And then he loses consciousness and he dies. He stops breathing. And Steffi loses it.
No!
Yeah. So she's losing it. She's crying. She's screaming at Sheila. She's like, we have to get him help. We have to get him help. And Sheila's just like, Steffi dials the 9. And Sheila says, stop. And Steffi looks up at her and she goes, we have to get him help. And she goes, stop. She dials the 1.
She's like, don't do it.
Don't do it. And then you see Steffi reaching for the second one.
Again, she shoots Steffi and she flies back into the garbage pile too. Were you stunned?
I was so stunned.
I was stunned by this. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was stunned.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, no, she didn't.
Right. All right. Week 3. Monday, April 4th through Friday, April 8th.
Okay. So, right before Sheila shot Steffi, she says, you're sick. You're sick. You're going to prison. So, all of this happens. And this is what freaked me out the most. Sheila had in her purse gloves. Okay? So, this woman had gloves and a gun in her purse, guys.
Okay, keep in mind.
Intended to hurt Steffi.
Keep in mind, they kind of started doing some weird stuff. Like, some dramatic stuff would happen, like, at the end of an episode, and the start of the next episode would literally be, like, the same thing again. It was weird. It messed with me a couple times. But, yes, I also noticed that instantly Sheila was like, okay, I need to clean up this scene. And she pulls out gloves.
Yes. And then she's like, has all this planned. She pulls out gloves. She steals their jewelry. She takes her purse. She takes his wallet to make it look like
a robbery.
Yeah, like a robbery gone wrong. And as this is going on to torture us, Taylor and Ridge are at Forrester and they're talking about how great Steffi is and how awesome Finn is and how Steffi could run the company by herself. Best daughter in the whole world.
No.
Oh, I do have to say, there was a scene with Bill and Liam that made me mad because it was weird.
It's more premonition, guys. It's more premonition.
Because it's like, you're a great father. Bill was telling him you're a great father. And then they start talking about Steffi. And Bill says, Steffi brought out something in you that Hope doesn't. And I do have to say, Liam does say, if you're going to sit here and bash Hope, I'm not going to hear it. And he's like, no. No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I thought that you were a good couple with Steffi. I'm like, why is Bill doing this?
Yeah, no. And then Bill starts doing this whole thing like, I need to make things up to you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, bro, you slept with Steffi. You dropped a building on him.
Thank you.
You
literally made him a hit and run murderer.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you had a lot of things to apologize about, Bill. But whatever. Yeah, that was a whole moment.
I literally got triggered. Like, I got so triggered in this moment, in this conversation, because I started panicking. Like, no, not the triangle. No, I can't handle it.
Yeah, like seriously
I
triggered.
got so triggered. Triggered? I got
Triggered?
so triggered.
You got tickled and triggered at the same time.
It was horrible. I was like, no, they can't do this to me again. I'm going to have faith that this is a trick.
I mean, okay. Anyway, so Sheila washes away like all the evidence and she takes off, right? So
Oh
the
my God.
deacon's
She goes
like
to her hotel and she's like
haunted.
freaking out.
She takes a shower. She like throws all the stuff away. She's like throwing up. She's
And
like
the mirror
freaking
scene.
out.
The
The
mirror
mirror.
with the brush was amazing.
Yeah. So she's like brushing her hair, but she's brushing it like all, oh, like I'm a bad person, like brushing it all hard. But then like the background was like black. So you just like saw
it was
her.
so cool. And
I was like,
I got a tidbit. Found this out. That was all Kimberlyn Brown, the actress. The hair brushing and the mirror and stuff, that was all her. It wasn't in the script. She did that.
That was a what do they call that? Improvising.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She improv.
And then,
cool.
oh my God, Deacon comes. Okay, poor Deacon. He is so traumatized, right? He comes out of the door, do, complaining, whistling, whatever. He throws the trash into the dumpster, and then he sees Finn and Steffi laying there. And he's like, oh my God, he just totally freaks out. He calls 911. He checks their pulse, and I'm like, don't touch them. Do not touch them. Ridge will be blaming you. He calls 911. The paramedics come, and I'm like, poor Deacon. Because he has to call Ridge. And the first thing he says is, please don't hang up.
Yeah, because Ridge answers the phone like, what do you want?
Yeah, he does. He's like, not stupid Deacon. But everyone, okay, it was so quick. I think people missed it because a lot of people were like, Finn's not really dead. Finn's not really dead. They did show a very quick scene of them putting a sheet over Finn's face.
Yeah, I have it written down where it's like the ambulance finally arrives. They flashed on the person's name, which was Carson. And I just felt like because they showed the name tag, I had to write down the name. I don't know if this means anything. So anyways, Carson was the ambulance guy. And then when they're like taking Finn away, like they pull the blanket over his face as they're pushing him away. So that's the sign in a show or movie that someone's dead.
Right. And Ridge freaks out. He tells Taylor he had a reaction. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think it was like a shock reaction. You know, like his reaction was like shocked. So he didn't break down immediately because he's like in shock. So they take off, all three of them take off to the hospital. And guess who's Steffi's doctor? Yay!
It's Bridget.
I love
Which
Bridget.
was totally inappropriate because they wheel Steffi in, right? And Bridget's like, oh my God, Steffi. And like the EMT or somebody's like, do you know her? And she was like, yes, I know her. Quick, take her over here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, technically, I think that's like your half niece or something. I don't think you're allowed to work on her.
Right?
But okay.
And like I said, I'm not going to go into every single convo. So once Steffi gets into a room, she's unconscious, they don't know anything, and they have to wait till she wakes up. And all week, it's a revolving door of people talking to her, begging her to wake up, all of these things. It's everyone, too. Like, it's just they're constantly going in. I'm not going to repeat everything. You already know they're begging her to wake up type of thing.
Yeah, like, you know, Ridge is praying. Taylor's like, I can't lose another daughter. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So first Deacon goes to Sheila's and tells her what happened. And she had a reaction, but obviously we know it's because she knows she did it. But like Deacon just assumes she's like, you know, in
Devastated.
grief,
Yeah.
right? And then Brooke, again, is just chilling and is all of a sudden, I have a feeling. Ooh, I feel like Ridge is having like extreme emotions right now. Like I can't explain it. Like if something's off with one of us, the other one feels it. Like something is off. I have a feeling.
Yes, it was kind of weird. So the one thing that I did think was interesting was when Deacon told Sheila that Steffi was still alive, she was shocked.
Yeah.
And then,
Deacon did not pick up on any of the hints that Sheila was not acting appropriate.
oh no, he didn't, because she just looks devastated. So he didn't, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, okay, Brooke walks in to the cabin, and she walks in on Hope and Liam about to get it on.
Yeah, like
And
literally
she's
like,
oh, I'm sorry.
but she doesn't leave right away.
No, because they're like, you
Like-
don't gotta go.
Well, no. Okay, she busts in the door. Like, they're like, okay, the kids are gone. Sexy time. So instantly they start getting freaky on the couch, like hands in shirts and stuff. Brooke walks in. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But she still kind of like stands there for a sec. And then she's like, I should go. And then Liam's like, it's fine. Whatever. I love gossip. Stay. Tell me what's going on.
And that's when she goes
But
into
Hope-
this weird thing.
Hope was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, she was about to leave. Like, leave. I want to get it on. Because, yeah, she starts going into her, I got a feeling. And they're like, oh my gosh, seriously?
I
Like,
did
we could be
notice
getting,
that. You're
like,
right.
we could be getting it on right now. And she's sitting here talking about how she feels something. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
She's like, I
like-
know, I feel something is going on with Ridge. Something bad is going on. And you're right. I did notice that Hope looked pretty agitated that she stayed.
Yeah, Hope was agitated. Liam was like, tell me the tea, girl. Tell me.
And then, of course, Deacon shows up because he has to tell him the news.
Yeah, so Deacon pops in and then he tells them what happened. So, of course, they're like, oh my God, we got to go to the hospital.
Oh, Liam. Let's go. Liam rushes off to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm like, poor Deacon, man. He is the bearer of bad news this week.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're all at the hospital, like we
And they're all
said.
sad.
They're all
Sheila
sad.
shows up at the hospital, which I thought was, I'm like, oh, what is she doing? But Taylor feels sorry for Sheila.
Yeah, but...
Ooh, I know somebody who
Lee-
doesn't. Yeah.
Lee
Shows up.
is not having it. Lee did her paperwork about, the body. She comes back up and she's like, she's visibly distraught. And she's like, I'm happy that Stephanie, like hopefully she survives, whatever. Sheila tries to be like, I want to see Finn one more time. Lee is not having it.
She's like, nope, I'm his mother. You are not. No. I said no. And then even Taylor tries to help. But Lee is like, I appreciate your concern, but no. Not gonna happen. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, no, Lee stood her ground, and Sheila attempted multiple times, and Lee was not having it. Taylor tried to, get in on it a couple times. Lee was not having it.
Nope.
And then Detective Baker walks up.
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's Deputy Chief Baker now.
Oh, yeah, Deputy Chief Baker.
Oh, he shows up with an update.
Which at first he was being like, we shouldn't discuss this here. And then he just starts discussing it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But he was like, why are you here, Sheila?
Yeah, he was. I was like, dang. And then, you know what? He's like, this is his update, guys, by the way.
He don't know shit about shit.
Right. It looks like a robbery gone wrong, okay? And by the way, there are no cameras except there is an ATM camera. But guess what? Someone taped over the camera lens. Look, don't tell me she didn't have this planned. She taped over the camera lens. She had gloves in her purse and a gun. Like, she was planning something.
But she has to get caught because they saw her at El Giardino. She was sitting there drinking before. And then Stephanie walked up. How did no employees, I I don't know. Anyways,
No,
meanwhile,
yes, I agree. And I also think if they were smart, they could figure this out by the cell phone records.
exactly. Even though they don't have Stephanie and blah, 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 Finn's physical phone, hello, they have iPhones. Hello, iCloud. Hello.
But you know what it is? I think it's like everyone knows how obsessed Sheila is with Finn. No one in their right mind thinks that she would ever hurt him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like obsessed with him. So she's not the obvious person that they're looking at. Well, Thomas gets suspicious.
Yeah, he senses something's a little off. You know, psycho to psycho.
And of course, though, when he does confront her, but she says the same thing. I would never hurt Finn. You really think I would hurt Finn?
Yeah. And yeah, Thomas basically just puts her on notice, like, I haven't said anything yet.
Right. He does put her on notice. And then the end of the week is Liam goes into Steffi's room and he is begging her to come back and he'll always love her, etc., etc.
They did a whole montage of their relationship, and I'm sorry, but Steffi's hair through the years, like, oh my gosh, so early 2000s, like.
Yeah, she's had a lot of different hairs.
She's had a lot of different hairs, and I just could not help but laugh. And yeah, he tells her he'll love her forever. So yeah.
And their relationship, I just don't understand. I don't know, guys. I don't have anything against Steffi, but I don't get it. I've never gotten it. I don't get their relationship. I don't think that they have a lot in common. I don't think that she brings the best out in him. I think it's the opposite. I think he does crazy things that he wouldn't normally do. I've never gotten it. And then she's okay with him always pining for Hope when he's with her. Like, it's just their relationship has never been great.
No.
And she had to trick him multiple times just to get him to fall in love with her. Like, it's never been this great romance. I just don't get it.
I don't get it either. And I don't want to go down this road again. I really don't.
I'm hoping it's a trick because I think they're trying to trigger us. Like, it's the point, right? They're trying to get us all riled up. And I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that someone else is going to come into the picture. And I'll say it. I think Bill is going to come into the picture and we're going to have another. What is it still? Their thing is still. We're going to have another still relationship with Bill and Steffi.
Oh, that didn't enter my mind. See, because I'm on this whole thing, like, she's preggo, she needs maternity leave. I don't think they're going to draw out the Liam thing too long. Like, I think that they will tell her sooner than later that Liam isn't her husband or whatever. And, like, I don't know. I think that she'll, like, freak out and then take off for a bit of time to have maternity leave. She's going to go to international.
Well, she might. But I read that before she leaves, something happens. So I don't know exactly what that's going to be. But it did say that she has, like, a few more weeks. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Damn it, not a few weeks.
I don't know for sure how many. But I would love for Steffi and Bill to get together because, honestly, I've always thought Bill and Steffi match better than Steffi and Liam.
Yeah, I could see that. But
I don't love them together, but I don't want her with Liam. So I'll take what I can get. Okay. I want Katie back. Where's Donna? I want Katie and Donna back.
I know.